Congratulations on closing your deal and raising some capital, but can you do it again? If your investor pool is small, you probably can't. Or if you want to get more investors in your database so you could raise more capital, stay tuned. But here's the million-dollar question. How do we find these investors? At the end of the day, people who raise millions and millions of dollars consistently have a system to find investors and cultivate relationship with them in their database versus folks who just raise capital here or there. But you don't need to worry, because in this video, which is part 5 of raising capital for your real estate, I'm going to show you how to grow your investor list via marketing. If you stick around till end, I'm going to tell you 2 important mistakes that people make when it comes to marketing to find more real estate investors. So let's get into it. Let's define marketing. The word marketing sometimes turns us off. It might seem overwhelming, but at the core of it, marketing is adding consistent value to your ideal audience. So how do we do that? Step number 1 is we have to identify who we are talking to. So you have to develop your ideal investor profile. So what does that profile look like there? Is your ideal investor somebody who's a healthcare professional that wants to invest passively in multifamily syndication in large metros, and they're okay with taking middle amount of risk and generating middle amount of return? I sort of describe my investor profile. Yours could be different, but once you have that profile built, then it'll be much easier to find those investors. So let me give you an example of fishing. If you just take an open boat, go in the open ocean, and you just hope that I'm gonna throw some nets and catch a fish, how effective would that strategy be? Probably not that effective, right? Versus if your goal is to catch a mackerel, now you know what kind of bait to use, what kind of tackle to use, you know what kind of boat to use, how far you need to go, etc., etc. You get the gist, right? So very, very important to develop your ideal investor profile, and keep in mind it doesn't need to be perfect when you start. As you go along in your business, you could revise that profile. Once you have that profile, now we start moving on to marketing. Okay, so now we have defined marketing. We've also defined who you are going after. Now let's start talking about how to do it, right? So you could either use speaking, writing, videos, events. There's all kinds of modalities. The key is to pick something that you truly enjoy, something you're passionate about, something you love doing regardless. Otherwise, what's going to happen is you are not going to reach the tipping point that is needed for your content to spread the value for investors to reach out back to you. So give you an example, I'm very passionate about making videos versus writing blog articles. So hence I'm picking the video as my channel. But if you are someone that does not enjoy video, it doesn't make sense to do that, right? So out of so many channels out there, I'm sure you have something where you have some curiosity. So lead with that, whether it's a meetup event, whether it's webinar, podcasting, you could pick anything that makes sense. So now since you have picked your channel, you focus on one lead engine, so to speak. So one platform, either Facebook or YouTube or LinkedIn, right? You just want to pick one platform, start sharing your content consistently. This is the key. So once a week or once a month, whatever your schedule is, it has to be consistent. And keep in mind, it will take some time. We typically underestimate what it would take for this content to spread out and for us to get some results. So you'll have to be consistent, and sooner or later that day is going to come when it's going to hit that tipping point, and then you're going to start seeing results. So what is the goal here? The goal here to see if this channel is working for you, the medium that you thought initially would be good for you. And are you getting some investor calls? If you are, then wait till it's repeated. So you prove the model first, then you repeat it. After that, you scale that engine. So it's a 3-step process. Prove, repeat, and scale. And for whatever reason, if that platform wasn't fun, you weren't generating results, you could definitely try another platform as well. One of your lead engine is at a scaling point, then you could add another lead engine as well. So I'm giving you an overview of marketing, breaking it down for you very, very easy. All you need to do is develop your investor profile, pick a platform and a channel, and start marketing, start producing the content. Hey guys, thanks for sticking around till the end of the video. Were you able to pick the 2 important points that I was going to share with you regarding marketing? I already gave you a hint during the video. Point number 1 is picking too many platforms. In the beginning, a lot of investors make this mistake. They pick too many platforms. They are on LinkedIn and Facebook and YouTube and all over the place. So what happens? Their effort, the energy spread out. Now for some folks, that might work great if they have team, if they have support, if they have bandwidth. But for majority of the folks, if they don't have the time or energy, it makes sense to just pick one platform and try it out. So that's a key mistake number 1. And key mistake number 2 is tipping point. Everything will take a little bit of time to gain some momentum. So just publishing 2 or 4 or 10 videos might not necessarily get you investor leads, or connecting with few folks on LinkedIn, or writing 5 or 10 blog articles, right? And everyone has a different business, everyone has a different system, and we really don't know when we would reach that tipping point. But far too often, people quit before they reach that tipping point. I have personally done that as well in my other businesses prior to understanding the concept. So very simple. To avoid these mistakes, you just pick one platform and just reach that tipping point. So that way you get that momentum, get some results going on that you could scale. Guys, it has been an incredible pleasure to share this 5-part video series on how to raise capital. So I really hope you took some notes, you got some value from this series, because again, as I mentioned, there's nothing on the web. Less than an hour, you'll get the full framework of how to raise capital. You do not need anything else. Just take the information you learn from these videos. You have already invested your time, your energy, your attention. Now it's time to take some action and create some results. So start applying this information. And here's something I have to share, right? We're always waiting for that perfect moment where everything's going to click and it's all going to make sense. But in my experience, that moment never arrives. So whatever you know right now, wherever you are right now, you want to get going. Because as you get going, you'll figure out where the next steps are. Just imagine if you're driving at night, your car seeing probably 50 or 100 yards out there. You have faith. You just keep driving and you see the road beyond that 50 or 100 yards, right? And then it keeps going and going. The capital raising journey works the same exact way. You just take whatever you have right now, you start applying it, and then you discover what you need to learn, what you need to shift, and before you know, you'll have investor conversations and commitments, and you're going to close more and more deals. Now, if you are someone that really needs the support and you just don't have that time anymore, you are tired, you are just tired of going round and round and not really making progress, you feel stuck, we really need to have a conversation. Click the link below in the description and fill the form, and someone from my team will reach out to you to schedule a strategy session. Thank you again for watching all these videos, and stay tuned. I'm going to be putting more exciting videos around real estate, mindset, and high performance. See you in the next video.